Hey y'all, I'm Ludwin,
I'm Nick the intern.
and laid out in front of us here, we have an assortment of ties coming to you guys from Tire Tie by Kenji Kaga. Tire Tie, famed Italian-based company, producing some of the finest ties that we've ever seen. It's a personal favorite of mine. They have a lot of like vintage and retro inspiration on a lot of the prints and jacquards that you'll see here. So, except just recontextualized to be worn in a modern way, it works well with the proportions of the suits that we're making, and it's what we like to wear. So just to kind of enforce those new proportions that we're really working with, we'll start off, I think, with something that may get overlooked, but is actually very, very special. It is the this knit tie that we have right here, silk knit tie that Nick is sporting. What do you feel about this guy, Nick?
You know, I think it's great. It's such a unique take on a square bottom, knit tie. I feel like at this point they're pretty tired. I feel like
Tired.
menswear tired. I feel like menswear publications were really on the square bottom knit tie for a while. It's kind of like the same thing over and over again. But I mean, just look at the texture on this guy. It's going to be half like a grenadine kind of texture and half that classic knit texture. It's also going to be actually wide instead of that like a little
Yeah.
skimpy 2.5 inch width.
They kind of get narrow
Usually
and
come
they'll,
in.
they'll taper in towards the bottom at where the knit is. And a lot of times they'll have like an unsightly seam going down the back. But this one you'll see down the back, similar to the company powered by Grubhub,
Oh.
seamless.
Just
We've got no seams on this, so
Yeah.
it's a tubular knit tie, just the way we like our t-shirts. And it's it just makes for a very clean finish. If your tie's flapping in the wind, if you decide to untie it, you're eating a messy sandwich, you tuck it in. I don't know, you're not gonna see the seam. It just looks really, really nice. It's like the little special detail that only you really notice, but it's really nice.
nice and spongy, nice and lightweight.
Yeah.
You don't have that like weird vein running through the middle that gets kind of heavy, gets kind of uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
It knots up so nice too. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this forehand. Look at this forehand.
Yeah, I think the width, that extra width that you're getting, it does lead to a tie. You can get proper like two dimples if you really want. It's not just acting like this kind of, I don't know, not novelty, but a seasonal knit tie. This feels like a seasonless kind of knit tie, which is really, really sweet.
Absolutely.
It's the kind of thing that I feel like when we see Kenji himself, he's sporting something like this. So yeah, it's a really sweet one. We're excited by it. So hope you all get excited by this new knit tie. Next up, we have some stuff that's a little bit more our usual speed with Tire Tie. We have a 100% wool herringbone tie. It's actually, I think, on the mannequin over here. So, we offer wool herringbone jackets, wool herringbone trousers. So you could do the full, like, 5-piece wool herringbone outfit if you really want to with this. So, you don't have to go all that, but I think it's also a really sweet one. It pairs nicely with your usual navies. Anything else you'd wear brown with, a black suit. People wearing black suits casually. I think you could just toss that on, and it's looking good. But yeah, I really, really like it. It's good. Yeah.
What I enjoy about this one is often wool ties can get pretty chunky. This one's got a nice soft inner liner. It's going to have an untipped edge, so it's going to be super lightweight,
Yeah.
super easy to tie. It knots nice. Great choice, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the best knit ties. One of the best wool ties, if not the best wool tie
Yeah,
I've
because
ever
it
seen.
is a wool flannel. It's not like a other like usual. I don't know. You can see wool used in a variety of contexts. We have some wool blends here, actually that I guess we'll show you up next. But this has like what you'd expect of a seasonal fall wool. It feels like a tweed. I don't know. It feels nice.
100%.
Yeah. And next up, in that same shape, we have I believe this is a wool cotton. Yeah. Yes, yeah. This is a wool cotton, so it has a little bit of a smoother hand, but you get some nice texture to it. I think like with wool cotton shirting, you kind of have it's a special quality to it that I think you really need to feel to enjoy. But you can also see the slight increased
Like
texture.
the slubbiness.
Yeah, it's kind of slubbiness. Yeah, there's some. It's not
It's
as
like some raw
plain.
denim.
No, I wouldn't say raw denim. It's much smoother, much more fine, much more luxurious, in my opinion. But it's done in a very handsome tonal block stripe. We try and get block stripes from Tire Tie. Also, other tie makers that we get block stripes when we can, just because they're very easy to wear and they introduce some colors that you normally wouldn't wear, I think, in suiting. But this just makes it effortless. And it being tonal, I think, is just a nice little fun piece. You get 3 colors of green. So if you're a green dude, run it up. St. Patty's Day is not going to be the same.
If you're
It's
a green
nice.
dude.
Yeah.
You're Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner is looking nice. And this, when he goes big, it still stays around the neck, which is cool. Next up,
That's smart technology.
we've got some wool silk, kind of like foulard neat prints. These are really where we start getting into those retro vintage vibes that Kenji Kaga does so well. The colors on it are pretty sweet. Do you have anything to add on this, Nick?
Yeah, great Irish poplin on these guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice kind of smooth finish. They're probably going to knot a little bit nicer than your 100% silk ties. And yeah, they'll definitely be a bit sturdier, I would say.
Yeah.
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 Great colors on these. Yeah, great depth of color, I would say, on these guys.
Yeah.
Like this nice teal right here is just.
With those kind of like caramely, almost orange colors, and then this is a little bit more of like a, those colors that you're usually wearing, I think, in a conservative space. So a little bit more tonal, a little bit more fun. That's kind of what we try and offer with these guys. Next up, we've got this really sweet 100% silk jacquard, kind of like, just neat print. This is just a very pretty tie that we're getting from Tire Tie. You get like a very dark green, I guess this one here, very dark green with that coppery kind of like, almost brassy color that I think really jumps off, has like a really nice shine to it. You can see the reverse, that jacquard. You're getting those nice rusty hues, which nobody's really seeing, but it feels nice. And I think if you see the back of this, if you're a tie guy, you probably have something like this at home, so you can understand what kind of textures we're working with there. It's really sweet. The last one we have up is also a silk tie, but this one is actually a pretty sweet cloth in that it's double-sided. So you have the big paisley here, and this is something that Kenji, if you look through like Kenji MTO books, he has a bunch of paisleys, and they're all really, really good, so he makes it a tough choice. And it becomes even tougher when he double sides it like this. So we had the choice of either doing this big macro paisley or this kind of finer small paisley. And we decided to go for the macro just because we're doing so many foulards and neat prints over here that I think this gives you something else, a little bit more of a statement tie, but in a really nice whimsical way. It's like instead of just regular neat paisley, you're kind of almost getting these teardrop shapes that are, it reminds me of like fall leaves, kind of just like floating down the tie, which is just a kind of a little bit romantic way to view a tie. It's pretty sweet, I think.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. So that's what we got there. And last up, we're getting in some new bow ties. This is a first for us from Tire Tie, and I believe one that we developed. Greg can double check me on that, but I want to believe we're the only guys with this Tire Tie bow tie. It's got a nice substantial width to it, so you're not getting a little skimpy bow, but it's also not doing any big floppy droopiness. It's like, it has enough substance to hold itself up, and it's doing what its job is, to be a really good-looking bow tie. We have a satin finish as well as a grosgrain, so whatever your options are, whether it's black or white tie, we have something to suit your need. And if you guys don't know how to tie a bow tie and you want me to make you a video on how to tie a bow tie, I can do that. I've watched a lot of videos in my time on how to tie bow ties, and I'm pretty all right at it. So if you just want that, leave a comment saying, Ludwin, teach me how to tie a bow tie, and I'll do it. That's all we've got. Please let us know if there's anything you want to know. If you want bow tie videos or any other kind of videos, you can let me know that as well. And that's it.
Have a great one.
Take care, y'all.